Welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. All right, we have some stuff to get into, but pretty much it's going to be an open conversation. So it looks like Brandon Brooks did accidentally, I don't even know if it was an accident, but he did leak the starting offensive line, obviously going into OTAs. And that starting offensive line, obviously at right tackle, you have Lane Johnson, who says that he's back and healthy. Brandon Brooks looks good and back and healthy at right guard. At center, obviously, is the true warrior himself, Jason Kelsey. Absolute stud. Jason Kelsey is. In left guard, you got Isaac Samalu. And then left tackle is Jordan Mailata. So absolutely, I'm glad that it's Jordan Mailata at left tackle. I really am. I think that he's the fan choice right now. Jalen Hurtsme, welcome to the chat, my man. Happy Friday, my dude. Jalen Hurtsme says, "Hi, DB, back to solo show, huh?" Well, for now, Jalen. For now, it's just a solo show. I tried to get Patrick on. We'll see if he joins at some point, but little H, what's up, my man? What's up? How's it going? Happy Friday, my dude. Open conversation today, but we're going to continue to talk about Julio as we do until he gets traded. Because come on, let's be honest. Regardless of whether we need him or not, it would still be exciting to see him suit up in midnight green. Jalen Hurtsme says, "How was work today?" How was work today? Work what? You and the work questions, Jalen. You and the work questions. Work was good. Thank you. How are you doing? How are you guys doing today? And then other than that, yeah, I mean, so I'm excited. I'm excited about Jordan Mailata taking the first team reps. I think that that's absolutely phenomenal. He deserves it. He played well last season. I'm kind of one of those people who believe that they should have just kept him in there instead of putting Jason Peters back in there when he got healthy. Jose, welcome, my man. Welcome to the channel. Happy Friday, my dude. How are you doing? Jalen Hurtsme says, "Busy man looking for apartment. Do you own your place?" I rent. I rent this house. Me and a few others. Little H says, "For the love of God, not Julio Jones to Patriots. Fuck New England." Exactly. We'll get to Julio Jones. But let's stay on the offensive line here. I mean, look, as we know, the Eagles went ahead and signed former Colt LaRaven Clark. I mean, it's kind of disappointing to me that Andre Dillard is just not who we wanted him to be. And I don't think we talk about that enough. I know that we have talked about it and stressed it in the past, but guys, we traded up for Andre Dillard. We traded up for Andre Dillard in the first round, and he just has not panned out. And so I'm really kind of upset about it. I honestly believe that once LaRaven Clark gets back, and probably he will get back in August or something, he'll be ready. That he's going to beat out Andre Dillard. I don't see Andre Dillard really beating out any of these guys. And you have to remember this too, is that Jack Driscoll came in, played well. Nate Herbig came in and did okay. So I feel like he's quite a few guys behind. Andre Dillard is quite a few guys behind even making a spot. So, but here's the thing. And I was just listening to Inside the Birds with Adam Kaplan and Jeff Mosher, and if word gets out that Andre Dillard did go ahead and have a good camp, then maybe he will be movable for some valuable assets that we might be able to need. Dak is king. Welcome to the chat, my man. Happy Friday to you, dude. Miss you as always. How you feeling about Dak Prescott after practices and things like that? Let me know what your thoughts are. Would love to hear it. He thinks he's ready to go and could go and play a game right now. Me, I have my hesitations about it, Dak. So he says, "Hey DB, been a while. I can't believe I missed you and Patrick's show together for the first time in a while yesterday. I can't believe it either, my friend." Dak says Jalen Hurts me. My apartment is 1,500 by myself. Love, stay home if you can. Facts. Unfortunately, that's twofold. Get out as quick as you can, and then stay home as much as you can, for as long as you can, because of the fucking prices of renting an apartment. Jalen says, I live with my friend who lives with his girlfriend. Rent is so expensive. Are we already going off topic, guys? Is this where we're going? Jalen Hurtsby says, Andre Dillard doesn't have much value, like he said, but hope he plays well for us. Well, that's the thing, is if word gets out that he had a successful camp, it's possible that he could increase his trade value a little bit. But again, like, it's going to be tough. I like me accepting a trade outside of a third round for Andre Dillard is kind of the cherry on top of the heartbreak, because we traded up for him in the first round. You know what I mean? So sorry, just had a smoothie. Dak is king. I'm all about Dak coming back. It's hard to come back from that injury, but I think he'll be ready to go, and he has a solid team around him. Agreed. Big Play Slay, welcome, my man. Happy Friday, my dude. You changed your logo. What's up with that? I can't even tell what it is. I can't zoom in on it. Jalen Hurts says day 86 of wanting Jordan Hicks still. LOL. I think he's going to get moved. I just don't know where. I don't think he's going to come to the Philadelphia Eagles. I wonder, if they release him, there might be a better shot of him coming to the Philadelphia Eagles. But it's going to happen probably post June 1st. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts says, ew, smoothie. What are you talking about, bro? Smoothies are phenomenal. You gotta try this smoothie before you say no to all smoothies, and that is blueberries, peanut butter, banana, and chocolate whey protein. Or if you're non-dairy, get some other protein. But that's, I've been going with that. I've been going with that smoothie combination for about was it 20 years? No, it can't be 20 years. The hell am I talking about? 17 years, maybe. I've had other different smoothie combinations, but yeah, ever since I was in probably 8th grade, I've been doing the blueberry banana peanut butter chocolate protein smoothie. It's absolutely phenomenal. Jalen. You got to try it. Anterzone says Justin Fields will be a bust for the Bears. The only reason why Justin Fields might be a bust for the Bears is because the Bears absolutely fucking suck. Just kidding. We'll see. The potential is high for Justin Fields, and but obviously he didn't impress Howie Roseman and staff enough for the Eagles to take him when he was still on the board at 10. So does that say more about the Eagles' faith in Jalen Hurts, or does that say more about the Eagles' lack of faith in Justin Fields? DB, Jalen Hurts says, DB, what do you think about the other Cardinals linebacker that's available, Devon Kennard? I like Devon Kennard. I went to school with Devon Kennard. Went to elementary school with Devon Kennard, went to middle school with Devon Kennard, and went to high school with Devon Kennard. He played for the Desert Vista Thunder, and Devon Kennard was an absolute stud. And then he transferred to USC, as we all know, played for the Trojans. That's where he switched to linebacker. He was a defensive end in high school and was absolutely phenomenal. And has made a good niche for himself in the NFL. So I've always liked Devon Kennard. I've always followed Devon Kennard. I think the Eagles bringing in Devon Kennard would definitely add to the competition of the LB room. So I'm down for that. I am down for that. I think we do need another outside linebacker. I think he could be that. So that's my answer to your question, my friend. Jalen. Let's see here. Jalen Hurtsby says, "Aren't you like 20 years old?" No, I'm 30. I just turned 30 in January. And it's already almost coming up. My 31st birthday. Isn't that fucking crazy? It's absolutely insane. Dak is King says, "My smoothies always have kale in it." Nice. Good. Yeah, kale is a superfood. It's a superfood. Big Play Slay says, "Yeah, man, I changed my avatar. It's a BPS edit because of my channel and because I didn't want to Darius Slay to my logo. I wanted it to be my own." For sure. Well, hey, it looks great. Dude. It looks absolutely great. What do you think about this offensive line moving forward? I mean, it looks like Brandon Brooks leaked it on his social media. It's going to be Jordan Mailata. It's going to be Isaac Samalu. It's going to be Jason Kelsey. It's going to be Brandon Brooks. It's going to be Lane Johnson. And I like it. because that group together does have the potential to be back in the top 3, top 4, top 5 of offensive linemen. And that spells good news for Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that the Philadelphia Eagles are putting Jalen Hurts in the best position possible for his 1-year tryout, which is exactly what it is. Dak is King says, "Yo, Big Play, you have your own channel? I got to sign up." Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Big Play Slay. Jalen Hurtsme says, "Yeah, I would love either Hicks or Kennard to add to our LB room. Cardinals having Simmons and Collins make everyone available." Yeah, I mean, to an extent. I mean, they also want to get rid of those guys because they are cap casualties, honestly. I believe that Devon Kennard is in the area of about $8 million, and Jordan Hicks, off the top of my head, I mean, 3, right? So, it's going to be quite a cap unloading for the Arizona Cardinals. Jalen Hurtsme says, "Dang, bro, you look so young." Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. DB, you look young as fuck. Yeah. Well, I did shave recently, so that could be it. I'm glad we're talking about how young I look and me shaving. It's phenomenal. Just play. Big Play Slay says, "Nah, sub to DB." Yeah, I appreciate that, man. All the love in the world. But sub to me, sub to Big Play Slay, sub to anybody else who has a channel on here. Go ahead and sub them. Cardinal Dacus King says, "Cardinals have that many LBs? Question mark. Yeah, they kind of do. I mean, that's the thing. Man. Is Isaiah Simmons, with him taking another leap in his production and progression for that Arizona Cardinals defense. It's going to spell good things. I mean, he's more of the hybrid linebacker, you know what I mean? So he can play in the box and be a safety in the box or a linebacker. They kind of use him in that hybrid role. And yeah, Jordan Hicks but Isaiah Simmons did kind of make some of these guys immovable. Do I think Jordan Hicks, or not Isaiah Simmons? What's his name? I'm forgetting his name already. Great. Not Jadeveon. Collins. Yeah, when they drafted Collins, it kind of made one or two or both of those guys, movable. You know what I mean? So I don't know if both are going to be released from the Cardinals. We'll just have to see. But it will definitely be an interesting thing to follow, because if Jordan Hicks is released instead of traded, I could definitely see that increasing the chances for the Eagles to go ahead and sign him. Jalen Hurtsme says, "Yeah, they got Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden, the outside linebacker, and Hicks as well as Collins up the middle. They also have J.J. Watt at the edge." Yeah, exactly. And they continue to keep finding ways for cap room. And that's the thing, too, is I think that they are interested in Steven Nelson, as we've talked about in the past. And I think that they're still interested in bringing in Zach Ertz, which means I think that they're going to continue to try and find ways to free up some cap room in order to make some of those moves. They still want to find a tight end for Kyler Murray. Dak is King says, have you guys ever heard of K-pop group BTS? They are so good. Oh, I'm not a big K-pop fan. Now, granted, I have not listened to a lot of K-pop, but Dak, there is a reason for that. There is definitely a reason for that. Let's move on to Zach Ertz, guys. I think he's going to get released. I've said it again and again and again and again. But it sounds like teams are starting to sour on him, according to reports. So the Eagles aren't going to get what they want for Zach Ertz. Or there's this too. There is this as well. They might keep him. According to, other reports, Howie Roseman did mention that, he likes Zach Ertz. He wants to keep him around. He's under contract and believes that he's still in his prime, which I can agree with. Zach Ertz is not that far removed from Pro Bowl seasons, guys. So, the issue comes down to, will Zach Ertz just play? Will he go out and play? Because if he goes out and plays, it's gonna, everything I feel like is gonna be fine. He wants to be in Philadelphia. He wants the Eagles to give him that contract. It's kind of silly. Cardinals sneaky with getting all these players. I saw their roster and don't know how they still have $20 million in cap space. LOL, says Dak is King. Yeah, it's a wonderment. Well, I mean, here's the thing: is that they are doing some of the dummy year stuff that Howie Roseman loves to do. So there's that as well. Dak is King says Cowboys will be in for Ertz. Probably. Big Play says Ertz to the Titans. I could see that happening. Is there anybody that I would want from the Titans? Anybody that you guys would want from the Titans if that trade went down? Anybody at all? Let me know. Derrick Henry. Oh, wouldn't that be so great? Derrick Henry and Miles Sanders. Could you imagine? Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell. Kerryon Johnson. Where do you see as a likely spot for Ertz? Well, I think it could still possibly be. I think the Colts could possibly come back out of the water. I don't think it's going to be them, but I think it could be them. I think Cardinals. Titans sounds like a good move. So we'll see. Jalen Hurtsby says Hicks in 5th for Ertz. I think that I don't think we'll get a player on top of, or a pick on top of a deal for Ertz. We might maybe Hicks in a 6th for Ertz, but I don't see it being a 5th. 5th round draft picks. I mean, 5th round draft picks can pan out. You know what I mean? So, or straight up 4th for Ertz from Titans. I think the Eagles still want a 3rd though. I know that their asking price has dwindled quite a bit, but I think they're going to continue to try and get a 3rd. Dak King says, sorry to bug you with this again, but how do you see Deshaun Watson saga ending? Dak, you never bug me, ever. You can ask me as many questions as you want. How do I see the Deshaun Watson saga ending? I don't know. he's not going to be a Houston Texan, regardless of what happens at the end of the day. So there's that. I still see him getting traded. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been really following it that much lately, but the last time I did check is that it seems like it is starting to dwindle down. And there is the possibility that the case is going to be thrown out. So, so we'll see. We'll see. And here's the thing is if the case gets thrown out, I think the Eagles are going to make the move. I think the Eagles are going to make the move. If the case gets thrown out, I think the Eagles are going to make that move. So, that's what I see happening. That's what I see happening. They've been monitoring it closely. They're probably going to continue to monitor it closely, and they're just going to see what happens. I mean, here's the thing, guys: is Deshaun Watson's only 25 years old. 25 years old, and for him to be an accomplished player and do the things that he does and only be 25 years old is absolutely astounding. It means that you can go and still have a tenure with the franchise. And for him to be able to do that, and already be or for any player to be able to do that and still or be that young and already be this established, where they can kind of depend on you and have faith in you from the very get-go is absolutely phenomenal. And that's exactly what Deshaun Watson has done. You know, and it's just a shame that all this shit came to light after he decided that he wanted a trade. That's not me putting my opinion on how I think this thing should go or what's true or what's false whatsoever. It's just, you know, I do find that piece of it kind of odd. So Big Play say, I don't see this ever happening because it's in division, but I wouldn't be surprised if Washington made a play at Ertz. They do need a tight end. Do they? I thought that they liked Logan Thomas. I thought that they were cool with Logan Thomas. But I mean, yeah, no, that wouldn't surprise me. Big Play say, I think the Washington football team are dead set on making sure that they keep their hold on this division. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. So we'll see. We'll see. Dak is King says, I watched Friends reunion, by the way. That was fun. You know, I was out to dinner last night and I was talking about this and I was excited for it too. But as we were talking about it over dinner at this really cool place, guys, it's called Comic X, and it's in Arizona at the Desert Ridge Shopping Center. And Comic X is, you basically walk in, great food. I had what did I have? I had an Infinity Burger. So everything on their menu is based off of, you know, comic books, comic book references and things like that. Walk into the restaurant. They had a statue of Captain America, Wonder Woman, Catwoman, Batman. They had 2 different versions of the Joker, which was absolutely phenomenal. But they also had other shit there too. Like they had a huge statue of the Predator from Alien versus Predator and Predator movies. And they had Master Chief there as well. It was really, really, really freaking cool. But yeah, so they and each one of their menu items were based off of, you know, referencing the different comic book movies and things like that, and it's kind of cool. It was kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember a comic book store called Atomic Comics, and it was kind of like that, but a restaurant. But a restaurant. So it was really cool. So I got the Infinity Burger, added some jalapenos on there. I always like to make things a little bit more spicy. And pretty well done. Not too bad. Got some sweet potato fries. You know what I mean? Big Blaze says, if Watson doesn't play this year, does his value drop from what it once was? That might be why the Eagles are closely monitoring the situation, maybe. I don't think that that's why the Eagles are monitoring the situation closely. I think the Eagles are ready to give up what they need to give up in order to get Deshaun Watson. But yes, I do think that his value has dropped and has been dropping, and I think that that's the thing too. Is the longer you wait, the value starts to incrementally decrease. But it is Deshaun Watson, and once he gets cleared, if he gets cleared, it will go back up. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I honestly think Howie Roseman would give everything for Deshaun Watson, and there are reports of that too. He would give like 2 firsts and a third. And I think I would too. Honestly, we have 3 firsts, potentially 3 firsts. I think I would do that. It all depends on how well Jalen does, to be completely honest with you. If Jalen is, if his progression course takes the right path, then I think I'll be fine with Jalen Hurts moving forward. Because you know what that means, guys? That means that we have a quarterback that can do the job, and we have 3 first-round picks to address other needs with cornerback, defensive line, offensive line, maybe. Because I don't see maybe you do 2 defensive linemen next year. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be hard to see Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham returning next season. So we'll see. Jalen Hurts says Aliens is underrated franchise in my opinion. I don't think it's underrated. It's hard because the thing is that there's either a really loyal fan base for Alien movies, or it's like we could care less, sort of thing. Enter Zone, welcome to the house today, my man. Happy Friday. I see Deshaun Watson going to the Raiders. Raiders have a reputation of picking up outlaw players. Well, we're not sure if he's an outlaw player. And that's the thing is that's why we're going to have to wait and see if this finds out. I feel like the Cowboys have taken the crown on that one though. As far as outlaw players, no offense to you, Dak, but yeah, Aldon Smith and all those guys. Jalen Hurts says, I hope they have comic-inspired veggie burger for Patrick. They did, I believe. I don't remember what it was, but I believe that they do. I think it's common now that most restaurants have some sort of vegan option. I just that's not where my mind went. My mind was getting burger and making it spicy. So we'll just we'll. And Jalen Hurts says that man's still crazy going vegetarian. Patrick's doing a vegan diet. Patrick's doing a plant-based diet, so that means no meat either. And yeah, I believe so. I believe he is. So, we'll just have to really proud of him, honestly. Hey, if it works for him, then it works for him. And more power to him. So, but yeah, guys, the other thing I want to talk about too, about the Deshaun Watson thing is outside of this entire happenstance that happened with Deshaun Watson and the cases against him, I wasn't terribly fond of bringing him to Philadelphia. I agree. He grew. The fact once I found out that he was young, that he was so young, it kind of it did it changed my mind a little bit. But the way that he became upset with the front office is, you guys promised me that you were going to include me in the GM decisions, and while I understand it from one side of the table, look, the front office is the front office, and the front office takes care of what they do. And so I don't know. I think Deshaun Watson was demanding. I wouldn't say too much or expecting too much. I mean, look, if they told you were going to be able to have some input on who the next GM was going to be, then yeah, they threw you under the bus and left you there. But again, what kind of personality does that breed in Philadelphia, in that locker room? So Dacus King says, I still want to see how this Aaron Rodgers thing works out. I don't think Aaron's going to play, and I don't think Aaron cares. I think Aaron is perfectly happy with Shailene Woodley, and I think Aaron is kind of set on playing for a new team. So that's what I think. I don't think Aaron's going to play. Dacus King says, I'm going to be staying in Scottsdale, Arizona area in Arizona next month. If you're around, I'll be by the mall. Oh, cool. Scottsdale Fashion Square. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I think you told me that. I think you told me that in the last stream that you were a part of, and I told you to send me an email if you want to do a guest appearance. I'll have to arrange that with Patrick so all three of us can be together. But yeah, man. Jalen Hurtsby says, would you have interest in trading for Russell Wilson? I still have interest in trading for Russell Wilson. Yes, I think here's the thing. I think I was more so interested in trading for Russell and Aaron or Deshaun, kind of as free agency was starting to brew. But now that the draft has happened, it's clear that they're going to give Jalen Hurts full reign this year. And so for them to make a trade like that now would be it wouldn't make sense. But as far as next year is concerned, I don't even think the Seattle Seahawks are going to trade Russell this year anyway. But as far as next year is concerned, again, it depends on what Jalen does. If Jalen is the next Russell Wilson, then I'm going to say, no, let's stick with Jalen. If he even comes close to that, I'll say stick with Jalen. He's younger and can get better. Russell Wilson didn't have his best year last year, guys, and is getting older. Not like we have to remember this too. Not every quarterback can play into their late 30s. It's just facts. We've seen it. We're starting to see it a little bit. Obviously Drew Brees retired this past year and had a great career, and Tom Brady obviously is still slinging it. And Aaron's only about 34, I believe. So, I mean, he probably has a couple years left in the tank, but we'll just have to see. I believe that you could probably get a few more good years out of Aaron Rodgers before we start to actually see a decline. Russell Wilson, I don't know. Maybe he's starting to decline. Because he did not have the best year last year. Dacus King says, I think Eagles are in a good spot. If for some reason Hurts don't work out, they have enough assets to get a QB. And that's exactly it, guys. That is exactly it. I think that I'm really actually interested to see what happens with Catherine Reich, as she was just promoted to, executive of pro football operations in Philadelphia, the highest ranking position in the front office for a female in NFL history. I have a sense and I have a hunch that the Eagles are grooming her to take over for Howie Roseman in case Howie doesn't pan out. But I do believe that Howie has bought himself some time with the offseason that he's had. It's been a good one. It's been a good one. As much as I might cringe to say that, he's had a good one. He's prepared. He did a decent job in this draft, I believe. And then he set himself up for next year with 3 potential first round picks and probably going to have between $40 and $60 million in cap room. Dacus King says, what about Jimmy G? What about Jimmy G? I think the Washington football team should trade for Jimmy G right away. If I were the GM of the Washington football team, I would have done that 6 years ago. Just kidding. I would have done it at the start of free agency, most likely, or I would have done it on draft day. When the Washington football team, or when the San Francisco 49ers drafted Trey Lance. I think that's the thing too, is that we kind of knew that the 49ers were going to draft a quarterback ever since they were able to move up back in early March, or mid-March. If I were the Washington football team, I would straight up, I would just not worry about the first round pick that I have next year and just trade it away for Jimmy G. That's what I would do, because I think that the Washington football team is set up in a prime position to succeed, especially with the youth on that defense, the way that the defense continued to get better and better and better each game last season, and to a scary point. And they even added quite a few more guys this offseason to that defense, and then also to the offense, and adding Curtis Samuel. It's gonna be, and they're still working and they're still making moves. The Washington football team, for me, I think is going to be the NFC's biggest competitor this season. Whether the other good team in the NFC East, if you can call it that, is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles or the Washington or the Dallas Cowboys. And I just can't. I can't throw the Giants in there. I can't. I just can't yet. Daniel Jones is still up and down, and Saquon Barkley, we don't know how he's going to be coming back from injury. Big Play Slay says, good stream, DB. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Enterzone says, what the Eagles need is an experienced quarterback. Joe Flacco is the answer. Joe Flacco is not the answer. Joe Flacco is the answer. Look, every quarterback has a spot in their career where they don't have experience. We have Joe Flacco, and he is, Jalen Hurts will be able to bounce off of Joe Flacco. Regardless of what Joe Flacco said in his Welcome to Philadelphia interview, they all talk to each other. They're all in the same quarterback room, so it's going to be good. I mean, Joe Flacco. I like Joe Flacco. I've always liked Joe Flacco. I think he still has some stuff left in the tank, but as a starting quarterback, no. Big Play says, I'm going to catch you later, DB. I got to run. My phone is about to die, so I'll go charge it. All right, cool, man. Well, if I don't speak to you again today, I hope you have a beautiful Friday, my friend. Dax King says, you guys going to do an early stream tomorrow? ? Yeah, probably around 3:00. I got something I got to do at 5 tomorrow, and then so I'll probably do it. I'll probably do it before then. Dacus King says, "Hey, now it's Cowboy season in the East. We'll see. I think it's up for grabs for anybody. But honestly, as much as we hate to hear it, Dak, Washington football team holds the torch right now. They hold the torch right now. And speaking of Jimmy G, I think that is the one move that they are away from making a giant leap forward. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the answer. I've said that before. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the answer. He's an up and down quarterback, plain and simple. But we'll just have to see. Honestly, I think that if Ryan Fitzpatrick can get it to his playmakers in time, and they definitely do have more of that now. This after this offseason with Curtis Samuel and the like, it might be effective. It might be effective for him. Who are your guys' biggest free agency winners? I'm gonna go ahead and say the Jets. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Jets. I don't think we ever really got to free agency winners. I think we may have touched on it a little bit, but not by much. On paper, it's probably the Patriots, but I mean the Jets made some great moves. Just an off-topic random conversation starter for you all. Little H, I'm back currently watching Padres Astros play Nice. Astros, the Padres lead 1-0 right now. Solo home run for San Diego. Oh, okay, cool. Dax King says cop out, but Patriots. Little H says, to be honest, I haven't decided free agency winners, but Raiders potentially. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I don't normally ask that question or questions like that because of the fact that like I like to, wait to see how they gel with their new teams, the players, and also until after the season starts. I mean, obviously that takes until after the season starts. Yeah, Raiders got Kenyon Drake and Yannick Ngakwe. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just a matter of Yannick Ngakwe. I wanted Yannick Ngakwe for the Philadelphia Eagles. But yeah, it's just a matter of will they be able to make a difference on their new teams? Enter Zone says Flacco is an elite QB. He's one of my favorite QBs of all time. Yeah, I'm not saying that he isn't. As I said, I've always liked Joe Flacco, but I don't think the Eagles need an experienced quarterback. They need a quarterback who has potential. And right now, that quarterback is Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. They got Trevon Moehrig. Mike Mayock got his head out of his ass. LOL. Yeah, but the rest of and they got Leatherwood too. But they reached so hard on every other player in that draft that it's like I can't. I'm not ready to commit to the Oakland or to the Las Vegas Raiders to do anything. The Eagles play the Raiders in Las Vegas this season, and I'm going to try and make that game. That'd be cool to go check out the new stadium. Dax King says, bro, what are they going to do with Jacobs and Drake? Again, this is something that Patrick J and I were talking about, is the two back system. I mean, it's Drake is a little bit quicker and probably will be able to do the catching out of the backfield or have Kenyon Drake be the third down back and Jacob be the power horse on first and second down. I think that John Gruden is an old school type of coach, and so I think that they're going to want to ground and pound and pass. So run and shoot, more of a run and shoot offense. Well, it says the Raiders' run game could be okay. The defense needs more. Yeah. Yeah, the Raiders' run game could be good. They do need more help on defense. That's true. Little H says they drafted Alex Leatherwood. I don't know if he'll replace Rodney Hudson or Trent Brown. Maybe Trent Brown. Yeah, maybe Trent Brown. I see him more of an outside guy than an inline guy, but and that's why I say that. But I liked Alex Leatherwood. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from Alex Leatherwood. I think it's just the simple fact of where the Las Vegas Raiders drafted him. That's the thing. It really has nothing to do with how I feel about Alex Leatherwood whatsoever. I said if the Eagles can get him in the second round, or even the third round, then I would totally have done it. But but they didn't need to. They got Landon Dickerson, and I'm much more happy with that decision than Alex Leatherwood. That's for sure. Dacus King says, I'm excited for the Phil's run game, to be honest. I think it's going to be great. I really do. I think, again, Nick Sirianni is going to find ways for our skill position guys to take advantage of the matchup. And I think we're going to see, like I said, Miles Sanders line up in the slot, have different slot packages. Kenny Gainwell, the same thing. We'll see. I think there's going to be, 22 personnel. I think there's going to be, a budget where both backs are coming out of the backfield. I think it's going to be exciting. I mean, just think about that. Just both backs coming out of the backfield and 22 personnel, and it's Kenny Gainwell and Miles Sanders. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just going to be it's just going to be phenomenal. Or I mean, say you've got an I form, right? And you have Kerryon Johnson or Jordan Howard blocking in front of Miles Sanders. I mean, you could do anything you want with that personnel on the field. Dak is king. Why in the world did they trade away one of the best centers in the league to the Cards for nothing? Rodney Hudson was key piece of the Raiders. I have no answers to what the Raiders ever do ever. I think Mike Mayock has lost his juice potentially. That, and I don't think John Gruden is as good a coach as he thinks he is. So that's my opinion at the end of the day. But I would hope that they're better, especially with the amount of money that they just spent on that new stadium, than they were last year. Obviously I've always liked Jacobs. And so I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. I think whoever said it, somebody said it recently. I think it was Enterzone. Enterzone said that he could see the Oakland Raiders getting Deshaun Watson, and I could see that too. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Dacus King says, "Do you remember when fullback was a thing?" Well, fullback is still a thing for some teams. I think that Andy Reid still implements packages with fullbacks, and the Baltimore Ravens do. I think there's a few teams, except for they're not really fullbacks anymore. I mean, it's more of it's more of like a blocking tight end. It's more of like a blocking tight end, to be honest with you. But I don't see us having too many packages like that. I want to talk about Jalen Reagor for a little bit, in the sense of, him saying in his interview the other day that he's going to be more in the slot, and on the outside. I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect for them moving forward. I think that, listening to Adam Capel and Jeff Mosher talk about this on Inside the Birds, is that they had the plans to move him around and do all this stuff with him last year, but they didn't get around to it. And how you don't get around to that just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if you as soon as he came back healthy, they should have immediately implemented that last year. And that's why Doug needed to go, guys. He just wasn't doing a good job. He just wasn't. Ever since Frank Reich left for Indy, his offensive scheme was getting found out more and more, and just the creativity was dwindling. But I see them getting the most out of Jalen Reagor this year, and Jalen is a guy I think that's gonna figure it out. I think, and I don't even necessarily believe that it's just Jalen. I believe it was more of the coaching staff last year, and Jalen Reagor should get 7 to 9 touches a game. You know what I mean? And have that sort of commitment to him, and see where he goes. He's just a guy that we need to get the ball in his hands. We need to get the ball in his hands. It's that simple. And now that we have Devontae Smith, obviously that's going to take the pressure off of that, but it's just going to be able to add more diversity to this Philadelphia Eagles offense. And that's the key moving forward. That's the key thing that we have to remember, is that there are quite a few pieces on this Philadelphia Eagles offense that are going to be able to do some damage, guys. Miles Sanders, I want him to get 1,200 rushing yards. That needs to happen. That should have happened last year, but it didn't, because Doug is a fucking tree and doesn't know how to, you know what I mean? And that's what I expected for Miles Sanders when we drafted him is just that, the all-purpose back, the Christian McCaffrey, right, of his draft class. That's what I expect from Miles Sanders, and that's what I hope to see under Nick Sirianni. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's too out of the realm of possibility. In fact, I think it's very much in the realm of possibility for me to want that. So, and I want to see Kenny Gainwell kind of take off. I want to see Devontae Smith take off. I've said this, so we have some shit to look forward to. I want to see Trayvon Grimes give Travis Fulgham a run for his money. That's what I want to see. But I also want to see Travis Fulgham say, no, this is my spot, and I'm here to take it. So, because what will that mean? That will mean that Travis Fulgham has developed. I really hope, and I was talking about this with a friend of mine just yesterday, I really hope that Travis Fulgham's 4-game stretch was not a fluke. And I don't think it was. And so that's why I want to see him get better. I want to see him do better. I want to see him produce more. And I want to see him get more of a chance. But right now, it looks like he's going to, because it looks like he is opposite Devontae Smith, and Jalen Reagor is going to be in the slot. And it looks like they're going to each be able to play different positions. And I think that that's what they're trying to do. I want to see more from Quez Watkins, as we know. Bada, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, guys, I will be back with you tomorrow. It was a great stream today. I thank you all for joining in and contributing. Little H, thank you so much, my man. It was good to hear from you. Dak is king. Good to hear from you. Enter Zone. Jalen hurts me. Big play, Slay. One love, everybody. This is DB Talking Now. DB Talking Birds. DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Go Birds, and happy Friday, everybody. One love. One love. One love.